Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Developing tonight, a disgraced former Beaumont ISD electrician could have his bond revoked or his probation revoked for not paying restitution. Calvin Walker returned to court today. He was found guilty years ago of defrauding the district and ordered to pay more than $1 million in restitution. He was also told to serve 180 days in jail on weekends. Now, during a status hearing today, Judge John Stevens said that Walker has only paid a little more than $2,400, roughly $385 a year. Walker claims his only means of support is Social Security. But a prosecutor pointed out that Walker told a bankruptcy court that he has $485,000 in property that could be liquidated immediately. The prosecutor also pointed out that he has spent about $8,000 while in jail on everything from movies to phone calls, blankets, chips, and cookies. Judge Stevens asked that a motion to revoke probation be filed and a hearing scheduled. No date has been set just yet.
The motion, the first amended motion to revoke probation is hereby granted, and the defendant is hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve 9.5 years. You were given, I am honoring your lawyer's argument. I feel you should be given credit for the 180 days that you served in the jail. That would have, by law, otherwise been valid in the past, and has always been a practice. And the court is going to credit that part for its judgment. And thus, again, the motion is granted, and you are hereby sentenced to confinement of 9.5 years.
It's at 9.5 years without credit for the upfront time, Your Honor. Just so that we're clear.
It was
You
9.5 years,
indirectly, but
and it's 9.5 years, and the statute says he's not given credit, but I am back. I am by my judgment, essentially you allowing him that credit, because I think that's fair. Yes, sir.
To which we give notice of appeal.
Yes, sir. It is so noted. Yes, sir.
And we ask that he be continued on the same bond pending appeal.
All right.
we're opposed, Your Honor. It's time. You've said it. You said at the beginning, justice delayed, and it's time.
All right. These are the court is going to allow the defendant to process this appeal. And since these are issues that the Court of Appeals can handle, I think, pretty quickly and expediently, then I'm going to allow him to continue to be on the bond until this appeal that you have announced can be disposed of. I think under these circumstances, that's in the best interest of justice for all sides. All right. We now recall this cause number 14-19966, the state of Texas versus Calvin Gary Walker. The defendant is present, and Mr. Gary, his attorney, is present via video phone. Today, the court wanted to take up matters concerning conditions of bond pursuant to Article 44.04 called Bond Pending Appeal. The court released the defendant on bond pending appeal, and just for clarity, for one purpose only, and that is to ensure all actions can be taken by the defendant to continue efforts to pay restitution to the Beaumont Independent School District which is still, after the court's turnover orders, still is $500,000. The court is sensitive about ensuring that as much money is returned to the Beaumont Independent School District as victim here as possible, and to give Mr. Walker all opportunities to continue to pay toward the taxpayers' benefit and the education of children, which this court finds of the highest importance. And the Article 44.04 provides that the court, when admitting the defendant to a reasonable bond, may, pending the conviction becoming final, may impose reasonable conditions on bond pending the finality of the conviction. And on finding by the court on a preponderance of the evidence of a violation of a condition, the court may revoke the bail. The court wishes to allow Mr. Walker the opportunity to continue to work, to gain proceeds, income, to pay to the loss of BISD. This court has practiced law long enough to know once someone goes to prison, nothing is ever paid back. Nothing. And the Beaumont Independent School District is one of the most important assets in Southeast Texas. And this court is going to do all it can to try to get the restitution of some amount, if not all, the sum amount returned back to BISD. And so, Mr. Walker, a couple of things. Number one, the court had ordered a global positioning device, a GPS device. Do you have one now?
I don't have it right now. We're working on
That needs to be done as soon as possible so it can be monitored. And these conditions of bond that are going to be set will be monitored through the probation office. Ms. Hunter is going to continue, as she helped you in the past and work with you, will be assigned from the probation office to ensure the monitoring of that. But that needs to be done as soon as possible. When can it be accomplished? Do you know?
May I speak to that, Your Honor?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, he's been on bond for, 15 years without a GPS monitor. There's been no violation of any bond condition in the past. There's no information that he would be an absconder or the purpose for which a GPS monitor is imposed. So we'd ask that the court revisit the requirement of a GPS device. First, it costs money. It costs over $350 per month, which is less money that could go to the restitution. He'd have to borrow the money just to get that. So I frankly don't see any need for a GPS monitor, and I ask the court to waive that.
That's denied. It's going to be ordered. I want to know where you are at all times, sir. And this court has had experience. Once we get to this part of a case, people begin to act irrationally and start thinking about ways to leave the jurisdiction. And we don't want that. I want to know where you are at all times, sir. You're going to be required to stay in Jefferson County unless otherwise authorized. And you are authorized to leave Jefferson County with the court's permission for job purposes. You can leave your home for medical purposes, for food, for church, in the most direct routes to and from your home, but you will stay at home and within Jefferson County, but be allowed to spend all your time you can in seeking income so that the Beaumont Independent School District can receive as much of its excess of $1 million loss that it received.
May I
Yeah.
speak to that also, Your Honor?
Yes.
His lawyers are located in Houston, and he will need to consult with his lawyers from time to time. So we'd ask that he be allowed to do that.
Yes, yes, you will be allowed to go consult with your attorneys in the most direct route to and from your home. Yes, you're allowed. Who are the attorneys?
Well, I am, and Jonathan Landers will be replacing me on appeal. And he's in Houston also in the same building I'm in. So that's item one. Item two is he has a pending appeal of his license revocation in Austin, and he'll need to appear in Austin for those purposes.
That will be allowed as long as I prompted and informed about it ahead of time and in the most direct route possible. Do you understand? So,
and as I understand, he has some job opportunities in Orange County, and we ask that he be allowed to pursue those job opportunities.
Just give us a heads up through Miss Hunter and where the location is, and we will be monitoring to make sure that you don't deviate from the most direct route possible with the GPS device. But you've got to have that first before you can go anywhere. Do you understand, sir?
And that will be through who would he contact to do that, Your Honor?
Miss Hunter. And we're going to meet with you every other week. I want to meet with you and receive all information concerning job applications, job interviews. You must report all income weekly through to this court through Miss Hunter. And all attempts to seek employment, also, you need to ensure she gets that information. When have you completed a sworn declination of financial status? When was the last time you did that?
I think it was February.
Okay, we're going to do that, update that immediately, and you must report any changes to that. And I want to have, again, hearings every other week on what the status is on getting a job and what is being done to pay restitution that you can to BISD, which is the only reason that this court has allowed you to be released, so that the people, the Beaumont Independent School District can get something more for their tragic loss. Also, this court can revoke your release at any time for good reason. And all of these conditions I expect to be performed and some achievement be made, or else the court will revoke this. I don't see any amount of bond is necessary under these particular conditions. What would a bond amount do? I want any money you're going to pay toward a bond to go to BISD. But it's your freedom that's all important, and it will be revoked if this court's not satisfied with fervent action toward acquiring income and getting that over to the Beaumont Independent School District until such time the appeals are exhausted and you must report to prison. But once again, this court has to be satisfied reasonably, or else I'm not going to spend, we're not going to spend a lot of time on waiting for achievement. Do you understand, sir? It's the best way I can say that is get income and turn that income over to the toward restitution that the BISD is lawfully owed under these proceedings that we have been through for years. And that's the only reason you have been released. And this court is not going to spend a lot of time waiting for you to accomplish action and results. I will revoke your appeal bond if achievement is not made in a materially positive fashion. Do you understand, sir?
I understand.
Okay. Okay. You're capable of working. You were able to work. You need to get the loss to BISD reduced, which is a tragic harm for all of Southeast Texas. But your freedom relies on you producing. And we're going to review this every other week and make sure that Ms. Hunter is given all the information on all of these matters that we have, that I'm ordering you to fulfill, and also complete this sworn declaration of a financial status before you leave. We'll get one of those indigent forms. And what state say? Anything else to add from the state?
We have nothing to add to this issue, Your Honor.
All right, then anything else, Mr. DeGuerra?
Oh, Your Honor, may we have a written copy of these conditions?
Yes, sir. We're in the middle of two indecencies with the child cases right now that we're trying, and we're going to try to get this manifested and memorialized into a written form by the end of the day. I'm going to be doing the jury charge and also putting an order together memorializing the orders that the court has made in this hearing, and we'll try to get this by the end of the day to you.
Perhaps we could get a transcript of today's oral pronouncements, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Yes, but my court reporters doing this trial too, so it may be tomorrow before we can do it because we're toward the end of the trial.
That's fine.
Yes, sir. Anything else? If not, we are in recess on this. Thank you.